Welcome guys to this raw video where I'll walk you through how we made our first 100K, right, in 1 month. By the way guys, I'm 22 years old. I have no degree. I have my AI agency. And this video guys is not something fancy, no crazy editing. It's just pure value where I'm going to walk you through exactly the steps that I will take from scratch if I need to do exactly the same revenue for the next month. Okay. So let's get into it. The first step, guys, is something that people hate the most, but it's true. The first point is you guys need to stack money, right? So I see so many people, they think the business path, everything that will come along the way will be free, right? That's why maybe you're here because you think I'm going to give you guys something where tomorrow you make $10,000, right? The truth is, guys, you can't scale even to 10K per month in 30 days, 60 days, if you don't have money to leverage for the next things that I'm going to say on how you can do it. But money is the most important thing because even if you fail, you always have data to understand what to do the next month or the next days versus doing things for free, like cold calling, cold DM, something that I hate to promote. You can just waste time because you don't have the right audience. You don't have the right people coming to you to buy your services. Okay. Because on this video, it will be specifically for people like me who want to start a service-based business, something where the risk is more lower and that everyone can start. Okay. Now, once you understand that you guys need to stack money, the second point is straightforward. You need to get some balls, right? You guys need to understand that you'll put risk, okay? Putting money for the ads, putting money for the course, it's always a risk. It's always a gamble, right? But I promise you, you will fail 10 times. You will fail 20, 30, 50 times. But at the end of the day, right? The same quote and the same wins are for the people who stick to it, right? When I started out 2 years ago, 3 years ago, guys, I had so many losses. Okay. So many moments where I was with my partner, shit, like, do I need to get a job tomorrow? Do I need to go back to school? Cause I'm literally making zero money, right? But by understanding that the stress will come along the way, but having the balls to still walk through it and make it work, you guys at some point will crack the code and I don't know, the next month make your first client. Who knows? Okay. The next step is you guys need to understand how to communicate. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. You'll never close a client or even have a prospect if you talk like a fucking teenager, right? In high school. You guys need to understand how to communicate because that will determine how you guys will be perceived by your audience, your prospects, or clients. Okay. And that comes with the fourth point, which is you guys will have to learn, okay, and choose a model. Okay. So you guys have two options, or B2B or B2C. Okay. Business to business, business to customer. Let me give you an example. Let's say tomorrow I want to sell this t-shirt to someone. Okay. The t-shirt might be $20. Okay. I'm not going to sell this t-shirt to a company. You have to sell it to a customer. So that's B2C. You're selling a product usually. Why I don't think it's the best plan is it takes a lot of resources and money to even start. Like for example, e-commerce, job shipping. Okay. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying there's more risk and more skills to understand compared to this model. B2B. Okay. The only thing you need to understand for the B2B model is what's missing in a market, right? For example, I sell AI, right? We usually charge $10,000 upfront, $15,000 upfront per client, right? I understand that there are some gaps in a specific market. I'm not going broad. I'm not, for example, targeting restaurants. I'm not targeting, for example, landscapers. I'm not targeting, for example, any other clothing brand on the street. No, I only work with solar companies. And the reason why is, for example, take a look about all these big brands. Okay. Uniqlo, I don't know, Apple, right? All these big brands, they never start selling computers, headphones, AirPods, I don't know, metaverse shit on their head. The reason why is you always need to focus on one market, one problem, and deliver one service because we're doing B2B. Okay. A service could be a new website. A service could be, for example, one AI agent. A service could be automations to optimize. Like yesterday, we closed a big brand here in Canada for $25,000. Okay. I'm not just selling something to, I don't know, make the company look better. No, I'm optimizing something that is costing thousands. For example, these companies that were spending so much money on employees to just follow up people, to just reactivate thousands of people. But guess the value? The value of every client is $10,000 upfront. But what happens if tomorrow or, I don't know, in the next 7 days, nobody calls them? The competition will take over these leads. Let's say, for example, they're losing, I don't know, 20 people a month like that. Do the math. That's 200K that this company is losing already because they don't have optimized systems. Okay. And that's where you come into it. Okay. And you think about a solution. Okay. Or something that can help them. Okay. This video, as I said, will be more specifically for B2B because that's my expertise, guys. That's how I made my first 100K, in 1 month. Okay. Now, once you choose your market, for example, for the B2B, it's very important to learn how to sell. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not the typical guru who will tell you buy 10 books, learn how to sell, learn how to have the best words. Guys, English is my third language. I don't speak a crazy English. Let's be honest. Maybe you right now will be like, Harold, I can understand what you're saying. And maybe it's true. But my point is, I make money, guys. I make money. You don't need to be a fucking English teacher to be able to close deals. No, you just need to understand how to sell. So most people in B2B, guys, are buying by logic. The example that I give you guys is they're losing 200K per month. I'm going to optimize it. Okay. So for example, the cost of not fixing this is 200K per month, right? The cost of today to fix this problem is 25K. What is worse? Trying to cheap out for these companies who are bigger, right? Invest 25K to now have 200K. Or just be like, oh, let me just sell, I don't know, a couple of grands and try it by myself. No, they need speed. There's momentums. Let me give an example. Most service-based companies like roofing, solar, or any other big brands or any other models, right now it's the summer. It's their biggest season. They don't have 4 months. They don't have 6 months. It's happening right now. So they need to optimize their company today, not tomorrow. And that's when, if you know how to speak to a company, you guys will close a deal. And that's why I'm saying, guys, don't buy books. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a very straightforward person. Guys, get crushed. That's why I said, get some balls. Go do door to door for companies. If, for example, I know this company is losing a lot of money, but I can't close them, there's a problem with how I make them perceive the value. The problem is on my service, right? It's how am I able to communicate and make them understand that, bro, you're losing so much money. Let me fix it. Okay. And that's why I'm saying, guys, experience will always beat books. I'm pretty sure, guys, right now, you might be in your 16, 20, 22 years old like me, right? And might read some books on how to sell like crazy. The truth is, that's more data. Of course, you might need a script or something, but at the end of the day, as I said, experience will always beat books, right? Because if you can't close today, the volume will give you the client tomorrow. Do you feel me? If tomorrow I go pitch to 10 companies, I close nothing. You have data, you got crushed. But in 2 days, you know what didn't work. And now you know how to fix it and how to say the right words. That's why you guys need to understand how to sell. If you guys need speed, I will be honest, get a partner, get someone who is good, I don't know, by speaking with other people. So you guys can have speed, right? Because as I said, for example, right now it's August, right? It's the highest season for B2B companies or agencies like me. I don't have 6 months to learn sales. Let's be honest, right? So sales is a very, very important point. And that comes to my other point, which is you guys will need to start a service-based business, right? Guys, start, for example, an agency like me. The real cost is almost nothing. The real cost is just my time being able to deliver results to these companies, right? The truth is, most people will try to go for the B2C because most people think it's cool selling some shoes, some clothing, right? But as I said, there's so much money to put. That's when I said for my first point, stack money. What I'm saying stack money is not like 20 grand, 10K. I'm just saying like 3K, 5K, just to be able to get clients. And that's like another point that I'm going to show you guys later. But this type of business model, guys, there's so many risks compared to this one. It's usually only your time. Okay. And that comes with my other point, which is you guys will need to learn how to do marketing, guys. I'm not saying, guys, go to university, spend 5 years to learn how to create demand. No, I'm not saying this. I'm just saying pick up a specific market, a specific niche, a specific maybe type of business who might need your help. Okay. And just learn how these people are attracting customers, right? That's what I'm saying, guys. Don't go too broad. It's not the same way to get customers for Apple than your solar company in your neighborhood. No, they have different type of marketing. And if you know how to create attention, not only, yes, you can optimize systems like I do, but you can also create more demand for these guys, these companies. Like, for example, the deal that I closed yesterday for 25K. I mean, yes, I'm going to add them more revenue because I'm going to optimize their follow-up sequences, their speed to lead, but I can also generate more clients for them. Now I have more value. Okay. And that's what I'm saying, guys. If you start a B2B company, the more value, the more knowledge you have into bringing value to these companies, the more you are worth. That's why people, when I tell them like I charge 10K, 15K, they're like, how are you crazy? Like, who's paying that? I mean, bigger companies, because I have so much value, right? Now, once you understand how to bring attention and how they move, how they operate, let's say roofing, okay? They do a door-to-door referrals, right? Some basic stuff. If you tell them how to bring clients with paid ads, they have no clue how to do it, right? And that's where you come in to now help them. And that's my other point when it comes to, guys, just focus on how Ads Manager works. It is the best way to start learning marketing to attract customers, but also the cheapest way with quality for these companies to get customers. It's not every company who have $10,000 per month to put on marketing for the ads, right? But there's company who have maybe $2,000, 1.5K to put for the ads. So the money they're putting over there will have an ROI on their investment. Okay. And guys, don't focus on Google ads. Don't focus on maybe content. Maybe yes, if you have the skill, but ads will always beat anything in the world, right? Because it's inbound people coming to them. For example, you're hearing on YouTube. If you're here right now watching my video, is because some type of way you type on YouTube how to scale to 100K, right? Or you saw my IG page, I made a story, you click on it, and now you're here, right? These are ways to attract people and convert them later, right? Here, I'm just giving some free value for you guys on how to do step by step a B2B business. Okay. Guys, I'm finishing here. Please just focus on ads manager, nothing else, right? Now, let me give you an example. Let's say tomorrow you want to go to Greece, Rome, or any other country. Every single time, somehow, right? After 1 hour of going on TikTok or going on Google, you now have some ads on Instagram on, hey, get a discount on this Airbnb or this hotel. This is how us as marketers, we're able to target people like you. And that's how you also need to do it for their customers. Because we think IG or YouTube is free. The real value is your desires. Okay. Now, if you know how to learn how to run ads, that's when you can come and add value for these companies. Okay. Now, once you know how to run meta ads, guys, you guys will need to master also creatives and copywriting. Okay. The reason why, guys, is marketing has changed a lot in the last 3 years with AI. Before, I'll be honest, the skill to attract people was more hard. In our days, it's more the skill to do creatives. So let me give you an example. Let's say tomorrow I'm doing, I don't know, a promotion for Solid, right? If I just do, for example, a panel, and I say, get solar now. You guys are saying nothing to Meta to attract people. But now, if we go into the desires of people, for example, it will be, are you paying, I don't know, $300 plus per month on electric bills? Yes. Now, these people feel concerned. Okay. Save up to 60% or 80% by switching to solar. What you're saying to Meta is, those people pay high electric bills and you have the solution, right? So the more data you put into your images or videos and text as the headline, the more they know how to target the right audience. You don't want someone paying $50 per month, because the more they pay, the more there's a desire and the more qualified they are. That's how it is for this niche, for example, because it's my expertise. Now, you need to understand how to create these images and videos, right? Can be with AI, can be with Canva, right? And that's when you guys can bring the right type of people for your clients. Because guys, let me tell you something. One thing is having a company working with you. Let's say they pay you, I don't know, 10 grand. You're happy because you make money. But guess what? You guys need to deliver. And that's where most people who start a company freak out. And that comes with my other point, which is, guys, have some balls, right? Learn, improve, understand how everything is working. So you guys can deliver. You don't want guys to make your first 10K today, but tomorrow you have 10K of chargeback on Stripe or a fucking lawsuit. Who knows, right? You guys need to be an expert. You don't need 6 months, I promise you guys. You just need some company or someone to believe in you. But the only way to make someone believe in yourself is the value, the data you have, and the skills you bring for them that they can't do because they need time. Remember, Companies buy by logic, not emotions. Emotion can be, for example, make 10K per month in the next 7 days. That's emotional, right? But for a company is fix your systems to add up $1 million in revenue per year. That's logical. Okay. But that comes with my other point, which is you guys need also to learn how to do funnels. Let me give you an example. Let's say right now, okay, guys, I'm giving so much value even right now. The point was just to do some steps, but let's do it, okay? Let's say a prospect here is interested in lowering their bill, okay? You don't want someone clicking and just shopping, okay? You want intent buyers, people who are ready to do an appointment, who are ready to get called, okay? So let's say this is Meta Ads, okay? You guys need to understand how to qualify and how to bring people to your clients, okay? The reason why is, guys, one lead doesn't mean nothing. If you guys tried already your agency, maybe you tried some cold calling, I'm pretty sure it happened to you guys. You call a company, hey, I will do XYZ. Are you struggling with this and that? Yes, I'm interested. Cool. Let's book an appointment tomorrow. Ah, sure. Send me an email. Sound familiar? Ah, sure. Call my assistant. Call XYZ person. That's just a lead, guys. It's just someone interested. You want people who are ready to book an appointment and show up. If you guys are not targeting the right people in the right way, you guys will just get people like this. Not only for you, but for your clients. And guess what? You guys will have chargebacks again. Okay? Now, once you understand how to get people out of Meta, can be with a lead form, for example, can be with a website, a landing page. There's so many ways to qualify people, make sure they understand your services for your client or yourself, okay, to now make them commit to an appointment. Let's say, for example, here I ask, how much are you paying per month on electricity? What type of utility company you are? Is it, I don't know, Texas, Texas company, XYZ, right? One agent will call you in the next 2 minutes. Are you willing to have a call and have a quote? Yes. These things are micro commitments for these prospects for you to be able to close them after, or your client, right? And the only way to do it, guys, is understanding funnels. Okay. Again, there's ads manager. So you guys bring the marketing, the attention. There's the funnel, which is outside of these platforms. Okay. Now, here's the client. Here's the prospect. Qualification. Perfect. And that comes with my other point, which is you guys will need to understand how CRM work. If you guys don't know what's a CRM, it's basically a platform where all these leads and prospects will go into it. So let's say here, this prospect went here and they were interested for your AI service, for example. This data needs to come into a CRM. And on the CRM, guys, you'll have, for example, the name, all the questions answered from this prospect, okay? And now on the CRM, that's where you stock the data and build automations. For example, the company that I closed for 25 grand, okay? All these systems will go into the CRM, one platform where, I don't know, they will see every single detail about the prospect. For example, let's say you came here on this video, right? I might put a CTA, a call to action on my stories, sequences. DM me AI to show you how I made 100K per month profit with my AI agency, right? You guys put AI. We might chat for maybe 30 seconds, right? all this data is on Instagram. Okay. So if I need more info about yourself, if I want to follow up you to watch this video, I have data. So it's basically something similar, but outside of the platform of Ads Manager. And that's where you guys will need to understand. Let me just erase everything. So here I put some small details so you guys can understand what I'm saying. So the first point was Ads Manager for the marketing, the funnel, and then the CRM. That's where you guys will build all the automations, AI voice agents for your clients. So everything is structured and automated. Okay. So once you guys already build and understand how these things work, okay, that's when you guys will now create your offer and your service. Okay. Now, let me tell you something. Okay. You don't need to learn these three components here. I'll be honest, guys, you guys will just need to master this part. The Ads Manager. It's the most important part. If you guys can't learn how to manage this, all these three things are useless. Okay. Now, these 3 points is just to add value to your service. The reason why is if you build like an agent on the CRM and AI voice bot to call the leads and have the speed to lead, qualify them, right? It's just to add the value and save hours, employees, right? They will see the value, but the most important part here is that, let me tell you the biggest mistake people do. They learn how to do agents. They come to a business. They don't have the volume to right now have automations and a CRM. But if you know how to create more attention, tell me, what company is going to say no to a fucking $1 million? No one, right? So if you have this skill, your value, guys, it's infinite. Okay. And guys, you might saw people charging 1K per month, 2K per month with the exact same skills. Your question right now might be, Harold, how do you charge fucking 10 grand, 15 grand? I'm going to tell you why. The reason why is, guys, focus, pay attention right now. Okay. You guys don't need to understand how beauty salon work, how, a restaurant work. You guys need to just find one ICP, ideal client profile. Okay. Then your avatar buyer. Okay. Guys, this comes with my third point. Okay. Apple never focused on selling burgers. McDonald's never focused on selling poutine, Korean barbecue burgers. No, they just had one product to start. Then they became experts. They had an audience. They expanded, right? But when you start, guys, you just need to be one expert into a market. So an ICP could be, let me give an example, beauty salons in Miami, for example, right? Your avatar buyer could be beauty salons doing at least 20 patients a month. This is your audience, but this doesn't mean you can work with anyone, right? Let's say this guy here, company A, is just doing 1 client per month. They don't have money to pay you. They can't expand. Now you have the company B who is doing 10, which is okay. Maybe their value is $1 million a month. They have 4 doctors, but there's 2 of them who might just have 1 booking per week. There's a biggest pain point in company B than the first one, right? And this company is more prepared to be your avatar buyer. Okay. Now, another free value, guys, is when you start, Don't be greedy. Don't try to charge, I don't know, 10 grand like me, 20 grand, right? No. You guys need the biggest asset in any type of business, okay? Results. Okay. I see so many people desperate to have the Lamborghini, to have the R8, right? Have this shiny lifestyle. Guys, I had students that I scaled to 20K per month. Guess what? The next month, they spend all the money and they just focus on the gram, showing fancy restaurants, fancy, I don't know, trips. And they lose the money. They lose a client. They get chargebacks. And guess what? Now we have $0 to reinvest in the business. Okay? And get new clients. The difference, guys, between me and a company charging $1,000 is the guy charging $1,000 is trying to go too broad on this point. Too broad. Right? Me, I'm the expert in one niche. Okay? I had results. I had an ICP, one avatar buyer, right? I started with maybe $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month. 4 clients. I was doing already 8K. Okay. My goal when I made the money is not go spend around. No, my goal was how can I deliver in the best way possible? I'm going to say something, guys, that maybe some gurus or people will tell you no, but you guys need to find a masters in fulfillment. If it's your first clients, okay, let's say you guys charge $2,000. I'll be honest, $2,000 for a service-based business, usually you guys make 90% of profit. Okay? The real cost is so low. Don't try to keep all the margins. The reason why is you want to deliver. I promise you guys, the villa in Bali like I do, the penthouse in Dubai like I do, is gonna come. Be patient. But you guys need to have an expert for the ads, an expert on the funnels, an expert on CRM and automations. Let's say, for example, you close a client $2 grand. And this package for this main service for your ICP and avatar buyer is $1,200. So your margin might be $500 profit in your pocket. Okay. It is okay. It's okay. Don't try to keep the margin for yourself. It's going to come anyways, guys. I promise you. I've been here for so many years. But guess what's going to happen? You guys will have a so crazy onboarding with the client, with the company, and so many results that tomorrow, if a company want to work with you, you're like, hey brother, here's the data. This company put $2,000 into my service. They might put $2,000 per month on the ads, but guess what? They made $50,000 in extra revenue because of my service. Hey, by the way, this system is 10K. But Harold, I made a call in the last 2 hours and one guy was offering the same bundle, AI, marketing, everything, but for $500 per month. Cool. What's the results? By the way, here's the phone number of my client in California. Call them right now. Sure, do it. Here's a testimonial. Here's the dashboard. Guys, the most important thing is numbers will never lie. The reason why you guys are listening to me right now is because I make money. You guys see my lifestyle. You guys see the fucking jewelry. You guys see everything. So I have a proof of concept. Okay? A company, if they come and they see someone in their niche, let's say, for example, you go to a doctor and you have, I don't know, a problem in the teeth. And he's like, hey, by the way, I can fix it. It's painful. It's gonna be $1,000. Then you go later on the day to see a dentist. Same problem, same solution. Hey, John, I had 100 patients with the same problem here, but it's $2,000. Which one do you trust the more? The first one who is too broad or the expert? The expert always numbers, trust, testimonials. And now, guys, 1,200, you charge 10K. And now your margins are even higher. And everything is automated. And you guys can be like me and venture, chilling. Because your guys are sure that your fulfillment is perfect. Okay? Be patient. This process should take 2 months. In 2 months, guys, you deliver for your client. He'll buy more. He'll stay long term. And guess what? You can increase prices. That's how it is for the service-based businesses. Why do you think some roofing business charge 20 grand and others 5K? Numbers, testimonials, trust. Okay? Focus on these points. So when you guys understand this, now you just need to have your ICP and also avatar buyer. Pick up a niche. Always pick up a niche and become the expert, get results, leverage the money, and that will give you guys the other point that I'm going to share with you guys right now. Okay. The reason why I said at the beginning of this video, learn sales, is yes, these companies are logical. Okay. But you guys at some point will need to scale. This formula that I'm giving to you guys is the best if in 30 days, I promise you, you want to scale to at least 5 to 10K per month. The math is easy, guys. Believe me, okay? You guys, as I said, will stack $3,000 to $5,000, okay? You guys will start with 1.5K for the ads. To run on Ads Manager, your offer for your ICP, okay? The reason why is ads will bring you inbound companies already looking for your service. And that's what I said. With the ICP and avatar buyer, when you run the ads, you can target already their pain points. You can call out their current problems and have the solution here. Okay. With that, guys, it comes to my other point, which is, please be ready to lose money. The reason why is you're not used to speak with companies. And what I'm saying is, for example, sometimes I spend $1,000, but I get 0 customers. 99% of agencies will freak out and stop the ads. Okay. Now, sometimes what happened is maybe your leads were bad. Maybe, I don't know, you had a bad day for the sales. You don't have the right script, right? And out of nowhere, when you spend $1,500, you get your first customer who pays, for example, 3 grand per month. Let me ask you this. What is better? Spend $1,000, stop the ads, stop the bleeding, or spend $1,200, but now you have $3,000. What is better? Of course, the option of letting Meta do the work and your job, which is close the deals. Okay? Once you understand all these systems, you guys will be ready to onboard at least 3 or 4 clients. 3 or 4 clients who will pay you 1.5K per month, right? Or even more. Okay? So now you have your first revenue, which is 4 or 5K per month. That if you maintain it and you deliver results, you can scale it and reinvest. And you guys need also to understand your KPIs. Okay. So spend 1.5K to 3K per month for the ads, get 3 to 5 clients, ideally at 2K per month, which is $5,000 to $10,000 per month in revenue. Okay. Have the best fulfillment, get results, reinvest, and now understand my other point, which is the ROAS. So let's say right now you guys spend, as I said, $3,000 for the ads, 3 clients. This means your cost per acquisition is $1,000. Okay. Every time you spend $1,000, you get a 1 client because you guys spend $3,000. Okay. So you know that this campaign here on Ad Manager, every single time you spend this money on Meta, you guys are getting 3 clients, okay, who pays $2,000 per month each. $2,000 times 3, $6,000. That's a 2x ROAS, right? Because you guys spent $3,000, you guys got $6,000 now. And that's how you guys can understand the matrix and understand how to scale. Do I need to put $6,000 now? How can I lower my CAC, my cost per acquisition? Okay. And that's when you can scale your agency. Plus, if you have the right results, you can increase the price right now. Okay. Because people will trust you. Okay. And that's how you scale to 20, 30K per month plus. Okay. Once you understand all these points that I said before with sales, marketing, CAC, and also ROAS on the ads. Okay. As I said, get results, don't get excited, and scale your agency. Okay. Now, your point here to scale it to 50K or 100K like us will come to these 2 options. Okay. Or you guys right now spend more money for the ads and charge more, or you guys rebuild your offer. Literally the same, but for another model. So here, let's say, for example, we charge 10 grand. If I close 10 clients, that gives me my revenue every single month. Okay. But sometimes we have 5 clients that bring us this revenue. Like August, for example, we have only 1 client bringing me in venture $50,000. The reason why is I saw in my ICP, I scaled already other companies, so I know how to do it too for a new one. Okay. I had my avatar buyer, but now I said, hey, it's going to be 5K upfront, 10K upfront, plus every single time you close 3 new deals, you give me right now 5K. It's a no-brainer. It's like a kind of performance partner type of model. Okay. So, or you charge more and get more clients, or you do deals like I do. 5 clients, let's say 10K upfront, that's 50K. And I go look for the other $50,000 in profit with percentages. Okay. And that's why if you have control over the ads manager, over the funnel, over the CRM and the automations, you might be Harold, but like, what if tomorrow I make them $1 million or 20 sales and they try to fuck me over? They will lose more money if they try to do it in that way because you have control over everything. If tomorrow they're like, hey, we made 0 sales, but I know it's not true, they pay me already. Plus, hey, let me just shut down your system. I'll never do it, by the way. But you get my point. We are working with logical people. They understand it's not the right move. Plus, you can scale more right. Okay? And it's also nice because the more skin you put into the game for any company, the more you guys also work harder to make more money. Okay? And that's when after, guys, the best way to scale it is by exiting. Not exiting and sell your business, but more about having team members. Because right now you have fulfillment, but now you need the right team to try to charge 10K upfront. I promise you, it's not the same type of sales charging $1,000 a month compared to 10K upfront. Okay? So, please, find a sales rep. Okay? Find a setter. So, when you run the ads here, between the CRM and the funnel, you guys will need someone to call them, okay? And qualify them and making sure they will show up to the appointment. This way, they can understand your service. With the funnel, maybe you can have a video or you explain a little bit what do you do, sending maybe some free value, right? So they trust you more. And if you have a killer closer with a better English, right, like my closer, more expertise, experience, that's when you can do other stuff, but now focus on other projects and still make money. Okay? So that's my best advice to scale your offer. Okay? This video, as I said, it's a raw footage. You can always DM me on IG. I will answer, or shoot me an email. Okay? My point here is to tell you exactly how we scale it to this point. Guys, 22 years old, still a lot to do with this business game. So if you guys were beginners like myself, I promise you, this will be a game changer if you apply it. Okay. We also have a free community, guys, on IG where we can chat with other people interested in having their own business. Okay. And yeah, that was everything for this video, guys. Subscribe, like, comment, and drop me a follow on IG also. Ciao, guys.